We're going to go right now for a song from our first guest. Would you please welcome Eddy Raven?
Living with me isn't always easy. Bless her heart, she tries. Put her through some crazy times. She always let it slide. Early this morning I could hear her banging on the pots and pans. Something had finally gotten to her. She'd taken all that she could stand. She said, who do you know in California? What's she doing calling here? Some people got a lot of nerve. Some people just don't care. Don't understand what makes a man do some of the things you do. Who do you know in California? And what does she want with you? Hiding behind the morning paper, hanging on every word, trying to find a real good answer, one that wasn't too absurd. Look in her eyes and tell her a lie. I don't know if I can. Just enough to know too much. It's about to hit the fan. She'll say, who do you know in California? What's she doing calling here? Some people got a lot of nerve, you know. Some people, they just don't care. Don't understand what makes a man do some of the things you do. Who do you know in California? What does she want with you? Tell me, who do you know in California? What does she want with you?
Eddy, welcome back, my friend.
Thank you. How you doing?
That was a #1 record in 1981. Who do you know in California? Did you write that?
Yeah, I did. That was
Was this after a trip out to California?
after a trip to Dallas. I was in a friend of mine. I was sitting in a friend of mine's house in Dallas, and they were talking about. As a matter of fact, his name was Terry Fletcher, and we were working together. And he said he had this other guy there, a friend of his, talking about getting a speeding ticket fixed. And I just heard the guy say, "Well, who do you know in Dallas can fix that?" You know, and it just hit me. I heard it a little different, and
it became who do you know in California?
yeah. Well, actually, we didn't know when I went to the studio. I didn't know where it was going to be. It was I wasn't sure about the title. We were going to try Dallas, Texas, but it didn't flow as good as
Dallas. Not as singable.
not as singable. Yes,
Yeah,
but
who do
that's
you
true.
know in Dallas, Texas, California?
Well, when I went to the studio, Bowen was producing me at the time, and Bowen thought that sounded better too. So since he was in charge,
Yeah,
I didn't
it
have
do
to
help when you cooperate with the boss. I understand that you're starting a new record label, Red Raven.
Yeah, I've got an album that I need to put out, and I was the only one that'll put it out. so I decided I'm going to put it out. It's an album we had cut.
How are you going to circulate it?
Through Intersound in Atlanta. They're going to distribute. Same people did the Bellamy's.
So you have nationwide distribution?
Yeah, we'll have that, and through Intersound in Atlanta with George Collier's, who was with Capitol for those years. And,
well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Red Raven Records.
Well, it's the only name I could think of.
Have backstage, you showed me a Florida Marlins hat.
Yes, sir.
Which is the new entry, one of the new entries in the National League. Have you been to spring training?
Yeah, I was down there last week. As a matter of fact, I'm
I'm a big fan of the Red Sox and the Texas Rangers and all baseball teams. You know, I like Atlanta. I like all the teams. And there's a lady in our fan club named Mary Overstreet, and her daughter Angela is married to Mark Sullivan, who is Haywood Sullivan's son. And Haywood Sullivan is one of the owners of the Red Sox, and Mark used to catch for him. And I'm a big fan, and I've been wanting to go down there, and so my youngest boy and we went down there, and Sheila, and caught a Red Sox game, and Kobe got to meet Roger Clemens, who was his hero, and Roger came into the dressing room after the game, and we didn't know he was going to be there, but Mark set that up, and I really appreciate Mark and Haywood Sullivan and the Red Sox organization, and Mary and all those folks, and Angela for doing that. It was really fun, real thrill.
Do you remember, speaking of baseball, the great team composed of singers and musicians?
The Nashville Pickers, yeah.
The Nashville Pickers. Who played on the Nashville Pickers team?
Well, I was on it for a while. It was Charlie McCoy, Lloyd Green, Roy Clark, Jerry Reed,
Ed Bruce,
Don Smith. God, there's like Jim Owens. The guy Jim was a great ball player too. There's a lot of great ball. Bill Anderson, Bob Luman, Tommy Cash.
Anyway, this team, you guys, as I recall, used to play in Major League ballparks ahead of the regular game.
We'd play the coaches, and they'd put in one of the coaches who used to be a pitcher, and they'd pitch him. But it was a fun game, and we'd play ahead of the regular game, and then we'd do a show after the.
You did this back in the 70s, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Right after I moved to Nashville and could still run and throw, and we did that. Had a lot of fun, and I'm trying to think. Dick Sisler was our coach, and George Archie was our coach, and Dick Sisler, you know.
But I remember that you did that for several years.
Yes, sir. That was like a 10-year thing, and when the Nashville Sounds came in, it kind of dwindled off, and people got...
As some of you grew a little older.
Yeah. Now, there are a lot of people. I'm sorry, I've forgotten a lot of the folks that were involved in it, but there was a whole lot of the guys that were Gene Ferguson and a lot of other people that were very important to putting this together.
Music City Pickers. Okay, on tonight's show, Eddy Raven.